Most of you know that I, at one time, lived in New York City, actually for quite a few years. And one day I had a conference in Chicago, so I had to catch a plane. And that's always a challenge when you live in the city. The way we did it then is we took a cab. And then you just prayed for luck and prayed the traffic wouldn't be too heavy. So the cab driver pulled up, I loaded in my stuff and got in the cab, and we started driving towards the airport. And we were in the right-hand lane after we crossed the bridge. And all of a sudden, out of this parking place, this huge black SUV just literally just pulled right out in front of us. And I mean, my driver was very skilled and just slammed on the brakes. I pitched forward. Anyway, nothing happened except the driver of the SUV rolled down his window, and it wasn't him, and started cursing. And the language, it would have made even a New Yorker embarrassed. It was colorful. And while this driver was doing this, my cab driver just smiled like this, and I heard him saying, have a good day. And when the driver of the SUV gave the classic Manhattan flag with the finger, he waved at him. And that driver of the SUV just finally took off. And I was amazed. I'd never had a taxi cab driver like that. Plus that, I had been in Manhattan long enough to know that if somebody does that with you, you got to give it back. You don't have to take it. So I asked him, I said, how on earth and why did you do this? And he paused, and as he's driving, and he said, well, I think that a lot of people are garbage trucks. And that really he had my attention. And he says, yeah, they're garbage trucks and they're full of garbage. They're full of anger, they're full of frustration, they're full of disappointments. And he says, what's sad is they keep on filling up that garbage truck until finally they have to dump it. And unfortunately, you might be the one they dump it on. But he says, you know what? I made a decision about 10 years ago. I'm not going to take their garbage. I'm just going to wave. I'm going to smile, and I'm going to wish them a good day. Because I don't want to take their garbage with me when I go home, or with a taxi cab, one of my passengers, or with my family. Just not going to take it. I remember that. New York City, that I learned something about garbage trucks and about human nature. And like that taxi cab driver, although I'm not as good as he is, I don't want to be a garbage truck. We have to remind ourselves of the beloved gift of our common humanity. We have to realize the preciousness of our diversity and how special people are. And to lift that up. It's been once said that we need to start doing what we ought, not what we react or think we want to do. I don't want to be a garbage truck. How about you? God bless.